Hey there Wargamers, Justin from AMPServices, and today I'm going to do a product review for some products that I picked up from Highbridge over on Etsy. I'll throw a link in the description below for you guys. Now, most of you guys know by now I like to do some X-Wing stuff, not all just painting and Warhammer. So I wanted to do some outside the box type things and review some products, not just talk about ship builds. Now, I do want to preface this and say that while I did pay for part of the template tray, which we're going to be talking about shortly, I do want to give you guys no BS product reviews. So if I get something for free, I want to tell you about it because I don't want you to think I'm biased. So I did pay a portion of this, and because I'm trying to build my YouTube channel, the guy over at Highbridge offered to send me some promotionals and upgrade my template tray, which again I'll get into shortly. So I did get these tokens and this little dealio for free. Now, again, if these were products that I didn't think were good, I would still tell you that. You're gonna have to take a leap of faith, because it may sound biased because I got something for free and I may be trying to push it on you. But know that in this review and every other review, if I got something for free, I'm not going to just give them a good review. And if I buy it, again, I'm still not just going to give them a good review. I'm going to give you my honest suggestion and try and give you guys a good, honest critique so that if you spend money, your dollars are well spent. So, with that being said, let's jump right in and talk about what I've got here. Now, first of all, let's start with this one. This one's pretty obvious, I think, but this is for your damage card deck. Now, I have used this once since I got it. Works really well. It helps keep things organized, which if you play any X-Wing, you know you have tokens, ship cards, upgrade cards, ship plates, dead ships, damage cards. You have things all over the table. Anything to help you keep organized is great. So while this may be pretty small, pretty simple, it's effective. The other thing I like is the sleeve sizes that I'm using. I can't say this for all sleeve sizes because they vary. But the current sleeves I'm using, which are for Fantasy Flight games and are used for those size cards, fit into this great. It's also really good because you can get in here with the lip, get your cards out, and if you couldn't get down there at the bottom, there's a hole here. Just, boop, pop the cards up, grab what you need. So this is, again, small, quaint, effective. Great for organizing your table. And this is something I'm guilty of. When I play X-Wing, my templates are all over the table, my tokens are all over the table, and when I first started playing, I always brought more tokens than I needed. I'm trying to tone that down, and things like this help. And as we get through the rest of this review, and we get to the big thing here at the bottom, you'll see something else that really, really helps with organizing stuff. So let's put this off to the side here and talk about the next thing along. Now, these are some target locks that Highbridge sent me, and let's talk about packaging real quick. I think this is pretty cool. These are laser cut to my knowledge, and they're laser cut products. Acrylic are a dime a dozen right now in the market, so it's pretty saturated. So finding something that looks good and is of good quality and a good value can be tough, but there's so many options it may be hard to even find one you like. So when I got the packages, I immediately flipped them over and was looking at this stuff, and I thought this was simple, small, but still pretty cool. So I believe this is the state he's from. The outline of it, and his business dealio, and this is some type of cardboard material that's in here, so something that's recyclable, not plastic, and it's in a nice little baggie here. So when you pull these out, he's got this cut in such a way that the tokens sit down into the cardboard and into the plastic. So for storage, if you don't put these in a bag, you can put them right back in here, right back in this baggie, store them, and you're good to go. So now that we've talked about the packaging, let's talk about just looking at these target locks immediately. The first thing that stands out for me on good acrylic tokens that I like is being able to get a paint fill. Now, some companies do it, some don't, some do it better than others, but this guy's, the paint fill looks good. You can still kind of see, I'm assuming that's where the laser etching was in there, but it's striking enough that any kind of texture you see in there doesn't really bother me. It's just nice to see this blue, this red, and that bright white in the middle. You're not going to miss these tokens on the table, and it adds an extra layer of quality, so to speak. It looks really good. The other thing that's really cool, let's pop these out my hand here. Pop this down. So he sent 2 pairs, and if you noticed when I was yakking about the paint fill, these little silver spots, these are magnets. So, when you target lock your enemy ship, you got your friendly here, your enemy here, target lock. When they're not in use, maybe you're keeping them on the card for a specific ship, pop them together, and boom. They're magnetized, so they stay together pretty easy. Now, it's not a tough magnet, but it's strong enough that, you know, oops, oh, there we go, review's over. No, it's good enough, like, you know, you can hold it, they're not going anywhere, you know, little dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Oh, dropped it, still together. So that's pretty cool, because I usually do my target locks in pairs. If I'm doing the cardboard ones from the starter, I usually pop one on my base and the other one sits on the card. If I'm using something like this, and I've got, you know, in this case, I've got 2 target locks, so 2 of my ships, I like my ship card out, and then, boom, lay that on them. I want to go to target lock, pull it off, good to go. When it's not in use, stick it back on the card, along with my shield tokens, and my focus and evade tokens, my stress tokens that aren't in use or have not been spent, or excuse me, not spent, but shield tokens haven't been removed. So it helps keep things organized. This is a good way to do it, and it's one less thing that has floating around because they stuck together. Now, you don't have to use this, but I thought that was a nice feature. I have not seen any acrylic tokens yet that were magnetized, and I really think that's a pretty cool idea. Now, for cleanup again, you know, for keeping stuff organized, boop, pops right back in there, not a big deal. This one's gonna pop right back in there. Shoop, no big deal. Put it back in the bag. Boop, seal it up, good to go. You know, throw that in your X-Wing bag, pouch, well, I don't want to say pouch, but your bag, your backpack, whatever, good to go. These aren't going to get lost. Reasonable protection, and this is acrylic, so it's unlikely this is going to get broken anyway, but it's pretty cool. Packaging, I think, is pretty classy. I like the target locks. So moving on, the thing at the bottom is my favorite that he sent me, but my second favorite of what he sent are the stress tokens. So again, same style packaging, same cleanup. For the most part, when you're playing an X-Wing game, 5 stress tokens is probably the most you'll ever need. There are some extreme circumstances, but I think 5 is a good number. When you're buying tokens from any company, I think you should be getting 5 evade, 5 focus when you're getting stuff like this. Shields are different. I think you should get more than 5, but when it comes to your evade, your focuses, your stress, ions, you probably don't even need 5, but 5 is a good number. I think, in my opinion, the majority of your ship lists are probably going to be between 3 and 5 ships, and that this gives you enough stress to use between a 2 and 5 ship list. Now, there are some instances, again, where you may have more than 1 stress on a ship, and this may or may not be enough. But for the majority of the games, 5's probably going to do it. Now, if you're that guy that's like, well, I want to run Tycho, if I've got that right, the A-Wing that gets infinite stress, then obviously this is not for you. But at that point, you probably stopped using stress markers anyway, because who wants to lug around 50 stress markers? Now, just like the other ones, let's pop some of these out in my hand here. Whoop. All right, leave that one in there because I don't have to get all these out to show you. But like the target locks, these are also paint filled, which I really like. I think it helps make them stand out. They look close enough to a normal stress token, and are different enough that they stand out. They look good, and they're semi-translucent, so I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, there you go. You can see the wood through that. It's a cool little thing. I didn't expect it. I thought it was going to be solid black with red. That's surprisingly pretty cool. I like it. I debuted these at the shop and played with them, and a lot of people that saw it also really liked it. So it was pretty cool. Not too much more you can say about that. I can't praise these enough for having the paint fill. I like it. It's really good. Using the paint fill, you can get some nice contrast here. You know, if you didn't use a paint fill on this with this black acrylic, you're just gonna have black edged acrylic, and it'll be hard to read. Which is why a lot of the tokens you see that don't have paint fill are a bright fluorescent, so you can get by without having the paint fill. But if you want something that looks of a slightly higher quality or just a different look, these paint fill acrylic tokens look really good. Whoops, and durable. So like the target locks, easy cleanup or storage, pop them back in here. Boop. Boop, boop. Price point, I think these are maybe $5 a pack, give or take. They're not really that expensive, not going to set you back too terribly much. And to be honest with you, like I said at the beginning, these were free. The other stuff over here was free. I like these enough that the day I got them out of the mail, which was last week, and you know, I went on vacation, so I waited a week before I threw up the video to review them. Before I even left on vacation, I had placed an order for a set of 5 focus tokens and then 5 evades. That's how much I like these. There are a few other companies on Etsy I would like to review, acrylic-wise, but for my first purchase off Etsy for tokens, these are awesome. And again, enough that I got a free product and turned around and spent money in the guy's shop because I liked him that much. hopefully in the future I'll have some reviews of other acrylic tokens, and we'll see, and then maybe I can do some cross reviews, like compare and contrast what I like theirs, what I like other ones don't like, things like that. But currently, these are really good. I can probably throw up a quick little shout out when I get the Evade and Focus tokens and let you guys know what I think of those as well. So now that we are through those, the giant thing before us is my favorite thing. So first and foremost, let's tell you what this is. From Highbridge, he designs a movement template carrier. This one happens to be the higher detailed one, the deluxe I believe is what he calls it. Normally you would not have this nice top finish on it. You would only have the bottom half, which you will see shortly. I purchased the standard one and sent the guy that owns Highbridge a message and was like, hey, I wouldn't mind reviewing this. Would you like to work something out? And he was like, sure, if you're buying one of these, I will upgrade it to the deluxe, and you can review it and see all the cool stuff. Now, I will tell you, you can get the custom etching, which is really cool, looks good, no crazy burn marks. I mean, clearly you can read my business name and my website right on here. His logo's down here in the bottom. It's not overbearing, looks good, I'm cool with it. You are going to be paying for that. You're going to be paying for this top half, and you're going to be paying for that etching if you want it. But you can get some cool design on here, whatever kind of emblem you want. I'm assuming he won't do copyrighted stuff, so I wouldn't ask him for that. But if you got like a club logo, maybe you got an X-Wing club or team, you can pop that right on here as long as it's legal and whatnot. Throw your name on here. It's pretty cool. I saw 2 of these at my shop, or the shop that I play at here in Asheboro, North Carolina. I ran a tournament and 2 of the guys had these, and I fell in love with them immediately. And they had custom etching, and I was like, this is freaking fantastic. I can't not have one. Now, if you don't get the deluxe, I think the bottom tray, which I'm getting ready to show you, I think it runs around $15 before shipping. Well worth it. Well worth it. All right, guys. So we're gonna pop the top off here, and the first thing that you'll notice is probably it's a little tough to get it up. There are some magnets here on the top side, and there's some on the underside you won't feel, but they are in there. You'll notice that other than the magnets, this also has a soft finish, so it's not it's less likely to damage anything you have in there. And also, what happens when you pull this off is you actually place it on the table, and you take the other half and you put it on top, and it actually it holds, so you're in there, you're good to go. And because it's got that soft finish on the bottom, whatever table you're on, this is less likely to slide or damage. The wood's not going to scratch anything. You're good to go. Now, you'll notice here, you still got these magnets in the corner, so those are there because it, helps magnetize the top and open and close. It's also got his little logo up here. It's pretty small, not overbearing. Now, you will see these, or you're seeing these orange templates in here. Now, these are not from Highbridge. These are from Austin over at Death Ray Designs, but they fit. They fit perfectly in here. His 1, 2, and 3 rangefinders aren't as big as some of the other companies possibly, but the length is correct, so they fit perfect. Everything else lines up perfect. So we're taking a movement template tray from company A and using movement templates acrylic from company B, and they match up perfect. I mean, it's great. It works. The other thing that's really cool is when you want to, say I want to go 5 straight, push down over here, pop it out. It says Highbridge, but you've got this little notch that allows you to push down your template. So you want to go 4, boop, good to go. Now, the key benefit to this, and there's a couple of them. The main benefit, I think, is during games, when I play in particular, I am really unorganized. I mean, I've been to a couple of tournaments, and by the end of the game, my templates are all over the table, my tokens are everywhere, my cards are everywhere, like, there's so much stuff. When I've used this the last few times, it's forced me to put things back. I pull out my template, I go do my maneuver, I put it back. I want to do my 1 bank, do my 1 bank, put my template back. It has forced me to confine my movement templates to one area and I keep them organized. So I'm not in the middle of the game going, where's my 1 bank? I grabbed the 1 hard turn. So it's helped me do that. If you watch any of the tournament players or battle report guys on YouTube and they do their videos, you will notice that their templates are really organized at the bottom of the deployment zones. You'll see all the straights like in a line, all, their banks in one side, all their hard turns in one side, their range templates, everything's really organized. This is a way to help people like me who aren't organized stay organized. The other thing I really like is when I'm done playing, I know if I'm missing a template, if I'm missing it. If my range 2 is gone, I know to find it. I know I'm missing something. Now, he probably has thought of this. Yeah, I'm sitting here reviewing this product and talking about how much I like it. Maybe if this was slightly longer down here and he's taking up more space, but if you had an average number of target locks and focus, evades, stress, and shields, you might be able to even have a little tray down here where all those sit in there too. So after your tournament, you plop all your tokens in, plop your lid on the top, boom. You're not going to lose anything. That's something trivial because this is a little big, so that may or may not be something he ever considers. Maybe cool. You'd still have to tote around your dice in a dice bag, but whole point of it is things to help you stay organized, which will help you play your games. Now, going backwards here to what we had in the beginning, you will slide this, get the magnets off. Boop. So I'm done with my game, got all my tokens in there, plop this back on top, bam. Good to go. Now, if I recall, I think that the deluxe version of this is a little bit under 40 bucks, give or take, with the etching, I think. Don't quote me on that. You'll be able to check his Etsy page for exact dollar amounts, but somewhere in that ballpark. If you're going with just the bottom layer of the template tray, I think he's currently going for around 15, which just for that alone, which is what I was going for. I was being kind of cheap. I wasn't sure if I wanted to spend the money. I wasn't sure how the quality was going to be, so I wasn't going to go with the deluxe. After I got it, I would recommend it to anyone who has the money. But if you're on a budget, just the template tray alone on the bottom is really good. You'll have to worry a little bit more about storage and carrying around. But during your game sessions, during your tournaments, that bottom tray is really going to help you. You can also put your ships on top of this and walk around with them to help you go from table to table. And if you only play this in like a casual environment, especially at home, and you're not like carrying it around at tournaments, the bottom tray may work perfect because you can just put your templates in it, throw it on a shelf, stack it, do whatever you need to do. So I think all in all, products like this, again, re-emphasizing, anything that's going to increase your organizational stuff is going to have an impact on how you enjoy the game. You'll spend less time cleaning and more time playing, and in this particular case, you'll spend less time hunting down your templates and more time using them. So of the stuff he sent, we've got the movement tray, template tray, the tokens, and the little deck holder here. I think the movement tray is my absolute favorite. It's the most useful. The tokens aren't a necessity, they are a luxury. Neither the template tray is not a necessity either, but if you are on the fence, it's worth it. These, if you don't need them, you don't need them. I like them, but I think the tray is the most useful. If you want to spend just 15 bucks plus shipping, go with the tray. If you got a little bit more money and you're not as worried about it, check out some of his tokens too. They're really cool. Anyways, guys, I am going to be trying to do some more reviews in the future of products. If there is someone or some company that has products you'd like me to review, let me know. I'll check them out. As the Patreon grows, I may be able to afford to buy stuff and review and then give away as part of my page. That's my goal. Before then, I might be able to afford to buy some stuff to review for personal use. It just depends. I am as you might call, a starving artist. I get paid to paint, so limited on funds for buying things to review. But if you happen to see a company with products you'd like me to review, send me a message, drop it in the comments below. I will reach out to them, ask them if they're interested. Maybe they'll work out discounts. Maybe they have some promotionals they'll give away. I will do the legwork to communicate with them and see what they say, because I would like to review their products, give my thoughts on it, and share with you guys. So let me know what you think. Sound off below. Let's get a discussion. Have you seen something like this before? Is there more Etsy pages? I'd like to talk with you guys. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope you stay tuned. Maybe consider being a Patreon supporter and checking out the rest of my videos. If you enjoyed and this is your first time, please take a moment to like and subscribe. And also, if you guys haven't already, please check me out on Facebook. You'll be able to keep up with all my current promotions and my commission projects. I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, happy wargaming.